Let's talk about my writing goals for 2023. So 2022 was a great writing year for me, which is surprising because I actually didn't have writing goals going into the year. But for 2023, I have some goals because I'm graduating in 2023 and I'm going to be able to take some time off. So I will have a little more time to dedicate to my writing. So goal number 1 is to finish my novel, Seventh Virtue. I don't know if I'll actually do this in 2022 because it's the 13th of December. So I do have some time, but I doubt that I will get this done. So if I don't, this is my number 1 thing that I want to do in January. I'd like to finish it sooner rather than later because we're really almost at the end. It's probably just like another 15,000 or 10,000 words left. And in Seventh Virtue, that is the equivalent of like 3 hours of writing. Seventh Virtue is an adult contemporary fantasy novel that I've been working on since 2021. So it's about time that I finish it off. For those of you who do not know what Seventh Virtue is about, here is a quick summary. After being tormented by nightmares of his ex-boyfriend Lonan, Harrison seeks a magical intervention from old friend Reeve. But when she reveals she and Lonan are members of the Seventh Roost, one of 7 magical families that coincide with the 7 holy virtues and 7 capital sins, she also unveils another secret. Lonan is part virtue, the immortal bird that represents each house, and her family is holding him captive in hopes of extrapolating his power. Harrison must choose to continue life as he knows it or rekindle relationships he thought he'd left behind to save someone he once loved. So this is a project that's just like a personal project. It's just for me. The manuscript's at about 155,000 words. So I'm crossing my fingers that we can finish it off in the new year. So the next thing I want to do is to write Houses with Teeth, aka a novella idea that I have. So Houses with Teeth is a book that was actually supposed to be a sequel of the Fostered series, which is a giant series that I will explain in another video, which I'll link for you guys to check out because it's very complicated. It's had many different lives, but this is the final life. Like, I have a very clear vision for what I want for it, and I'd really like to dig into this book. I'm calling it a novella. I'm hoping to write it as a novella to not scare myself because I'm too afraid to call it a novel. I feel like I will just psych myself out if I say it's a novel, even though it's probably going to be a novel, so I'm just saying novella right now. The logline with Houses with Teeth is, after fleeing an abusive relationship, a woman heads to a remote cabin in hopes of disposing of the persona she's become. So it's really going to be compact, probably only 3 characters. It's just going to be kind of vignettes, not really. It's going to be an unnamed narrator. This is going to follow one of the narrators actually of Seventh Virtue, Reeve, but we're not really going to know that it's her. It's going to be very separate and it will be literary fiction. Next thing I want to do in 2023 is edit Seventh Virtue. You'd think that I wouldn't edit it because it's a personal project, but I feel very strongly about editing this project. I really want to get my foot in the door with making it everything I want it to be. I want it to be so good because it is good. Like, I really like this book and I want to correct a lot of the errors, a lot of the world building inconsistencies, especially since I world built the entire thing in July of 2022. So I'd like to go in and make revisions. I do have an entire document where I make an ongoing list of things that I want to change. So it should be relatively simple, but I might get my sister to come on board and help me out with it too. So the next thing I want to do is write the sequel of Seventh Virtue, or at least start the sequel of Seventh Virtue. I haven't revealed the title yet, so I won't say it yet in this video, but I do want there to be a sequel. I have some rough ideas, but I kind of need to flesh it out first. So I guess an auxiliary goal to that is to plot it a little bit. I'm not really trying to plot a lot. I am a pantser, but because it's contemporary fantasy and because the other book is so long and I'm going to start forgetting things, I would like to write them down to be like, don't forget about this subplot that you introduced that you're totally going to forget about. The next goal that I want to achieve in 2023 is to write a short story every other month. So it's back. The short story a month goal is back, except it's modified because in 2021, I had a goal to write a short story every month. It was great. I actually loved it, and I ended up with an entire collection of short stories. This goal now I've modified to just be every other month, just so it can be a bit more sustainable. The main reason I want to do this is because I've run out of stories to submit. I can't publish my entire collection in literary magazines because I do have a collection idea, and at this point, most of them are published in magazines. So I kind of need more short stories to submit. So this is to hopefully kickstart my next collection. My final goal, which is pretty loose, is to submit my writing more. I didn't really submit my work that much in in 2022, but I'd like to do at least 3 submissions a month in 2023. I wasn't really even hitting that in 2022. So I think that is like bare minimum that I can ask myself to do. And I do feel like it is relatively attainable. 2023 as a year kind of scares me because I'll be out of school for the first time my entire life. Basically, I'm not going to grad school. I don't want to. I'm looking forward to graduation, but it also means things change. So while I have these goals now, they are subject and totally open to changing or being deleted entirely or new ones being added because I will sort of be in a transitional period of my life. I'm really grateful to be having a little bit of time to be able to work on my writing in 2023 as well before I do some job hunting. So we're gonna see how it goes, but these are gonna be the goals. I'm excited, a little bit afraid. I can't believe we're already at 2023. I remember being 18 and being like, 2023 is so far away because it's the year I graduate, and then here we are. But I want to know what you are writing in 2023, what your goals are. Are you going to do NaNoWriMo in 2023? I'm not sure if I will, but I might because I don't think I'll be working at that time, so we'll see. Other than that, those are my goals. Let me know yours in the comments, but for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.